In today's episode, I want to share with you 12 kinds of men that you should never ever consider to marry. If you want to go far in life, pay attention to this kind of men if you want to go far in life. Grab your pen and grab your paper and let's journey together. Number 1, any man who doesn't fear God is not worth spending your life with. Yes, I repeat it again. Any man who doesn't fear God, any man who doesn't have fear of God, my dear, marrying a man who doesn't have fear for God is to ruin your life. Because if he can't fear God, that simply means that he can do undo. He can do something that will shock your life. Number 2, any man who doesn't have anybody that he fears or respects. For example, if you are dating a man that has no fear for anybody, like there's nobody in his life that he is afraid of or accountable to, my dear, run away for your life, because the truth is this: any man who doesn't have anybody he fears or respects, my dear, he will kill you before your time. Number 3, any man who cannot control his temper. Yes, sometimes we feel like temper is nothing, but may I tell you that temper is very difficult challenge to so many people. There are so many men that don't know how to control their temper. When they are angry, they will throw things away, they will say bad things, they will behave like a mad person. You will be asking yourself, what's wrong with this person? If you notice that man that can't control his temper, my dear, you don't need to spend your time, your life with this person, because the truth is, if you don't have anything to throw away, you are the next person that he will throw away. If he can't control his temper, he will disgrace you in the public. Any man who can't control his temper will give you a mark of your life and disgrace you in the public. Another point is any man who is mom's baby. My dear, run away for your life. That person doesn't deserve to be your husband. I have an in-law who is mom's baby, to the extent that he will never make a decision without taking permission from his mother. To the extent that even for Christmas gift, he have to ask his mother what kind of Christmas gift he needs to buy for his own children, not even for another person, but for his own children. So if you fall into that a man who cannot stand on his own, who always call his mom for decision making, my dear, run away for your life. Don't try to marry this kind of person, because the truth is this: when you marry him, you will worth nothing to him. Every decision making will come from his mother, not even from you. Another kind of men that you should never ever consider to marry is dream killers. May I tell you that many men have killed dreams of so many women. You have equipped yourself over the past years of your life, past decades of your life, and ending up in the life of a man who doesn't want you to fly, who doesn't want you to sow, who doesn't want you to serve the community with your gift. This kind of man, this kind of men, they are full of insecurity, because they don't want you to rise above them, because they don't want you to rise, because they are afraid of one thing or the other. They will kill your dream. You notice that man who will never support you to rise, to fly, to sow, to serve the community, to serve the world with the gift God has given to you. My dear, don't even try to consider to marry him, because you end up in the kitchen, you end up in your room, you end up being like a slave. Another kind of men you should never ever consider to marry are pathological liars. These people are perpetual liars. Every time they say one thing and they say another thing. What they said on Monday is different from what they will say on Tuesday. It's different from what they said on Friday. So they are always lying for one thing or the other. Like, you can't trust them. You can't find a simple truth from their mouth. Once they say good morning, my dear, may I tell you it's afternoon or it's evening. When you notice that man that always that lie for everything, my dear, never you ever try to spend your life with this person because you will never know the truth about anything in his life. Before we move on, my YouTube friends, I want to ask you, have you subscribed? Please don't forget to subscribe. Help us to grow our channel. Share in the comments your takeaway, whether you have met any kind of this person or you are in love with any kind of this man. Please also share to friends who will benefit from our channel. Another kind of man you should never ever consider to settle with is cheaters. Yes, I have heard so many ladies that said, oh, he promised me that when we marry, I will not cheat. Pure lie. May I tell you that if he is cheating when you are dating, if he is cheating when you are just a friend, may I guarantee you that he will cheat when he marry you. So never you ever consider someone who you know that he is a cheater. No matter what he promised you, once you know that he is a cheater, he will cheat. He will continue to cheat. Never to spend your life or think about spending your life with a man who will not have you as only one person. Another kind of man you should also avoid as you are waiting upon God for your marriage is abusers. Many women are suffering today because of abusers they married. Emotional abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse, abuse of all kinds. My dear, never you ever try to spend your life or marry someone who will abuse you. Because life is too short to spend your time with someone who will abuse you. May I tell you that a home that lacks love, a home that there is no love, my dear, may I tell you, I wonder how that home will be. That home will be like a hell on earth. Another set of men you should avoid is the one that call themselves boss, so-called boss men. What did that mean? Those men who want to control you for everything, who want to boss your life, who want to know everything that is happening in your life, who will never give you a breathing space. Like he wants to be the boss of your life, the boss of the house. He wants to control everything. Because in marriage, you don't boss your wife. In marriage, it's 1 + 1 that is equals to 1. It's not 1 + 1 that is equals to 2 or 1 + 1 that is equal to 11. It's 1 + 1 that is equal to 1. So if you notice that man that is boss, my dear, run for your life. Never you ever try to consider this kind of man to be your husband. Another kind of man you should avoid and never consider to be your husband is those who are financially irresponsible. Yes. Do you know that those who are financially irresponsible, they can put you in danger of debt? I've heard so many stories. When I mean stories, not just 1, 2, or 3 stories, bunch of stories of women that their husband put into debt, unending debts. Like you will be sitting at your home and somebody knock at your door and say, your husband is owing me this, your husband is owing me this, and you don't actually know what he does with the money. Every time he is in a debt, the women will be embarrassed by other people because of a debt of her husband. So if you notice that man who is financially irresponsible, my dear, allow him to fix his mess before you say I do, because otherwise he will put you into a debt. Another kind of man you should also avoid is those men who hate his parents. Yes. I know that many people have passed. There are so many issues in families. But if you notice that man who always talk negative things about his parents, who doesn't care about his parents, who always condemn his parents, my dear, it's very dangerous to spend your lifetime with this kind of person. Because the truth is this: if he hates his parents, who gave birth to him? If he can't forgive his parents, who gave birth to him? Who care for him? One day if you do something, he will never forgive you and he will push you away. That's why it's very important, if you are about to choose a man to settle with, please do your best to pray and seek wisdom from God, because God will never lie and God will never lie. Even when the men or the man hide their attitude, God will reveal it to you. So never you ever jump into marriage because someone is handsome, someone is rich, someone is already made, someone is already there, someone have the car, someone have these things. No, all these things are not important in marriage because those things will fade away. But the true person, the true character will still remain. It's very important that you are careful. Never be desperate to marry. Watch very well and never fall in love before finding the red flags. Thank you so much, my YouTube friends. We have come to the end of this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share in the comments your takeaway, and I will see you in another episode. Shalom.